Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here then welcome. Today's video is going to be my makeup collection for 2017. I have done a makeup collection the past 2 years on my channel, so I'll have those linked down below if you are interested. This year I've really tried not to accumulate too much makeup. I don't think I've bought more than 5 makeup items the entire year. I just felt like I already had enough makeup, and for a lot of the categories I have too much makeup. Like, I have blushes that'll probably last me a lifetime even if I never buy any more ever. So I really tried to cut back on my spending on makeup items this year, and I think I did a really good job. This time last year I was planning on buying the IKEA Alex drawers, the 5 set, to store my makeup in at some point this year, and I've not had to do that. I'm still planning on buying them at some point in the future just because they look a lot nicer than what I'm storing my makeup in currently, but it's not a necessity because I don't need any extra space. As long as I continue not buying excessive makeup, the storage that I currently have works fine. So don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it. Subscribe if you aren't already. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday, and let's get started. So just to give you a quick overview of my makeup collection before we get into details, up the top I keep most of my lipsticks in this 24 lipstick holder. And then behind that I just keep my makeup remover, which is the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. The majority of my makeup is stored in these 4 drawers. So in the top drawer I have my eye products, the middle drawer is face products, so in here I have blush, bronzer and highlighter. The third drawer down is my base products, so foundation, BB creams, concealers, powders, that kind of thing. And the bottom drawer has extra lipsticks that didn't fit up the top and also like miscellaneous objects. And then along the side I have my brushes and also my instant brush cleaner. This is the e.l.f. Daily Brush Cleaner. So the first 2 pots of brushes are brushes that I have used that are not completely clean. So they've all been spot cleaned, but they have been used. So this one is the smaller brushes, eye brushes and lip brushes, and then this one is everything else. And then in the last little container at the back I have brushes that haven't been used since the last time I gave them a good clean. This is just my way of making sure I'm not washing brushes that don't need to be washed. So when I go to wash my brushes, I know that I don't have to worry about anything that's in this container. So let's make a start with the lipsticks that I've got up the top. So first of all, along the back here I've got all of my MAC lipsticks. I have 8 left. If you'd like to know which ones, then I'll link my MAC lipstick collection and declutter video in the description box. I used to have a few more than this, but I recently went through and decluttered some of them. So now I'm just left with the ones that I really like. Then I have my 3 Nature lipsticks. There's a brown, a peach, and a red, if I remember correctly. The brown one's called Crush, the peach is Paradise, and the red one is called Rush. And again, I used to have way more of these, but I decluttered the ones that I didn't wear as much. This one is from Collection. I do actually have 2 lipsticks from Collection, but the other one is in the bottom drawer, I think. So this one is called Vintage Rose, and it's just a really nice pinky nude. As you can probably tell already, I've mostly left my high-end lipsticks up here, and then I've just filled in the spaces that were missing with drugstore lipsticks. So I've got 2 lipsticks in gold packaging on either side here just to try and make it look a little bit symmetrical, but it's screwed up by this pink packaging one. But anyway, this one is my Clarins lipstick in the shade Wood Rose. This was my favorite lipstick for the longest time. I still love it so much, but I think the Clinique ones have overtaken it now. This one is from Clinique. This is not the one that I meant just before when I was talking about my new favorite lipsticks, but this one is in the shade Petal, and it's a matte lipstick. And then I have my 3 XO Beauty lipsticks. So these are Philocally, Limerence, and Wabi Sabi, which is a pinky nude, an orange, and a dark purple. On this side I have another one of my favorite lipsticks. This is my one YSL lipstick. I love it so much. Jonathan got this for me for Christmas last year, and I'm really excited to start wearing this leading up to Christmas this year because it's the perfect shade for it. It's from the Mattes line. It's in the shade 212, but it doesn't say what it's actually called on here. Then we have all my Clinique lipsticks along the front. So this one is a little sample size. This one came in a gift set. This is number 14, Plum Pop. It's absolutely gorgeous, but my favorite formula is these ones. So these are the Matte Pop lipsticks. I have them kind of in color order, and the packaging on these is so handy because you can see what the color is without me actually having to open it. So this one is number 1 Blushing Pop, number 2 Icon Pop, number 3 Ruby Pop, number 5 Graffiti Pop, and number 7 Pow Pop. Let me know if you want me to do a swatch video on these lipsticks. I don't have all of them. I think there are 8, but I had a look at the other shades and I actually don't think there are any more that I like the look of that I'd actually wear a lot. So if you would like me to swatch the 5 that I have, then I can do that, but I don't think I'm going to be getting any more, so I will not at any point be able to swatch the entire line. Anyway, those are my lipsticks that live up the top. Let's go ahead and check out the top drawer. So this top drawer is where I keep my eye makeup. I'm just supporting it because otherwise it'll just completely fall out. At the back here I've got my larger palettes. So the first one is the Urban Decay Naked palette. I've got my Lorac Pro palette and my Urban Decay Naked 3. And then in this plastic container I've got slightly smaller palettes. These plastic containers actually are the ones that Ferrero Rochers come in. So most Christmases I get given Ferrero Rochers from someone or other in these big plastic containers, and I just keep the containers. They're perfect for storing makeup in. Anyway, that's my little hack for you for today. I've got 2 Chi Chi palettes in here, the Pretty and the Rich Gems, and then my YSL palette. This is so stunning. Just in case you haven't seen it already. It's absolutely beautiful. Then I've got a few singles down here. I don't use single eyeshadows very often, so I've just kept a few that I like the most. I've got 2 Maybelline color tattoos. I have Tough as Taupe and Bad to the Bronze. And then I have this Makeup Geek, I think this was a loose pigment. I can't remember the name of it. It might have been Sugar Rush. Unfortunately, it doesn't say the name on it. My friend gave me this and it looks white, but it has a very soft blue tinge to it. It looks really pretty on the eyes. And then I have one shadow from L'Oreal. This is in the shade Glistening Sea, and it's just like kind of a green with a bit of a gold shimmer running through it. This makes me think of Egyptian or Greek goddesses for some reason. I don't know why. I've got my Chi Chi sharpener with the 2 different sizes. It's so handy. My Shaaanxo palette sitting on top of everything so that I don't forget to use it. If you weren't aware, I'm trying to pan this palette this year, so I'm not doing very well, but I'm trying. And then underneath that, actually I've got my glasses cleaner just sitting in the corner because if I leave it out, it gets really dusty. This plastic thing is actually the lid of one of the Ferrero Rocher things. I think it came from this one. But in here, I've got my Too Faced Shadow Insurance. This is great. This stops my creasing really, really well. I've got the Maybelline Brow Drama, the Clinique High Impact Mascara. This is just like a little mini that comes with a lot of their gift sets. And actually I've got another one back here. I haven't opened this one yet. I'm leaving this until this one is used up first. And also my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. But that is everything in my eye makeup drawer. Next we have blushes, bronzers, and highlighters. This is the most packed drawer out of all of them. I have an absolute obsession with blushes and I can't seem to stop myself. I don't even know where to begin. I tried to organize this drawer the other day. I really wanted it to be like blushes down one side, highlighters down the middle, and then bronzers down the other side, or some variation of that so that they were in like 3 different lines of the different products. But it didn't quite work out. I did my best. So I do have blushes along this side, but then I have highlighters at the back and bronzers at the front. That's just how it panned out. Let's start with bronzers. So right in the corner here I have my Benefit Hoola bronzer, and then I've got this little stack. I try not to have things stacked, but I just ran out of space. These are 3 Too Faced bronzers, like mini sizes. I got these in a set because I wasn't sure whether the milk chocolate bronzer or the normal chocolate bronzer would be right for my skin tone. So this set of 3 has milk chocolate, normal chocolate, and also Sun Bunny, and it was just a really good way to get to try all 3 of them. And to be honest, both of the chocolate bronzers work for me, so it wouldn't have mattered. It also came with this little brush, which I use sometimes, but not very often. I've got the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder, which I quite like. I have the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which my friend gave me, and it is great. Then at the back for highlighters, I have my XO Beauty highlighter in the shade Aurora, which is the slightly pinker one. I really like this actually. I want to get the other one because the other one has more of a gold shift to it, and I think it would suit my skin tone even better. I have Mary Lou from The Balm, which, like everyone says, it's just amazing. And then I have MAC Lightscapade, which is probably still my favorite, even though I love my other 2. I really, really do enjoy this one a lot. And then we have all of the blushes. The first one at the front here is from Bobbi Brown. I picked this one up from Duty Free on my way back from Australia. It's in the shade Nectar and it's absolutely stunning. Right underneath that I have my Chi Chi blush in the shade Pink Rose. This one is very, very pigmented. You have to be so careful with it. Behind those two I have Benefit Havana, which was actually my first high-end blush. And underneath that I have my Chi Chi Viva La Diva blush trio. This is in the shade Pink Rose, which is actually the same name as the other Chi Chi blush that I showed you just before, but obviously that one is just a single blush. This one is a trio. I am not even sure that I've used all three of these. Behind that we have my Natio Cream to Powder blush in the shade Joyful. This is the one that I've been trying to finish this year, but I just don't reach for cream blushes, so I'm probably going to end up getting rid of this at the end of the year. And then all of my other blushes are in another one of these Ferrero Rocher containers. There's a random mix of drugstore and high-end. So the first one is the Maybelline Master Highlight in the shade Pink Rose. I really like blushes that are called Pink Rose apparently. This one from Bourjois is in the shade Jasper Rose. This is a really pretty but very powdery blush. Behind that are two from Natio, and I've just realised there should be three. So the two that I've got here are Rosewood and Peach Glow. There should also be a pink one. I've always had these in a set of three, a neutral, a peach, and a pink, and now the pink one's not here, and I have no idea where it is. Did I declutter it? Anyway, let's just move on for now. This one is from Essence. It's their Matte Touch blush in the shade Berry Me Up. This one I love for autumn because it's a slightly deeper pink shade and I just find it so flattering. Then I have two matte blushes. So the first one is my older one, which is in the shade Desert Rose. It's a very similar color to that last Essence blush that I just showed you. And then the other one, which is my newer one, I also picked this up from Duty Free. It's in the shade Warm Soul and I've only used it once so far, but I did really love it. I need to play around with it a bit more though. And then I have two more blushes at the back, which I can't show you unless I close the drawer a bit. So the first one is from Clinique. This came in a gift set last Christmas. It's in the shade Pink Love and it's very sparkly, but I still really like it. Normally I go for matte blushes rather than shimmery. And the last one that I have is from Rimmel in the shade Coral. And you can see the colour right there. And that is it for that drawer. Moving on to my base products. So this drawer, as you can see, is a lot more empty than the last one. In the front here, I have my Leowelly BB cream. I'm trying to use this up this year. It's almost all gone, actually. Then at the back here, I have the rest of my foundations and BB creams. The first one is from Chi Chi. It's the CC cream. It's got quite a strange smell, and I can't remember how it actually works for me because I've been using the Leowelly one for so long, so I need to get back into this one and see how I feel about it. Then I have my Lancome Matte Miracle 24-Hour Foundation, which I love to death. This is my newest base product, another one that I got from Duty Free, but it was such a good buy, I love it. I have my Too Faced Born This Way foundation, which was actually given to me by a friend, but it's very, very dark. It's in the shade Vanilla, but I need to wait until summer and see if it matches me then because it certainly doesn't match me now. And the last one is the NARS Sheer Glow foundation, which you know I love. Mine is in the shade Light 3 Gobi. I have another one of these plastic Ferrero Rocher containers. So at the back, I've got my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, which has been used a fair bit and it's looking pretty dusty. I have my Rimmel Stay Matte powder, which is another one that I'm trying to use up this year. Next is the Australis Fresh and Flawless powder. Then I have the Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth powder, which is great. I love this one. Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 15. I think I need the shade 10 because this one's very pink and I have yellow undertones. But it's still working fine for me. It's just when I run out of this, I'll get a different shade. And fun fact, this is my only concealer because I find buying concealer to be really, really boring. Like out of all of the makeup products that you could buy, I would rather buy a lipstick or a blush or something that looks fun and pretty. Concealer to me is just such a boring thing to go to the shops and buy. And then I have my e.l.f. Loose Under Eye Setting Powder, which is so, so good. So there we go. That is drawer number 3. Moving on to the last drawer. Alright, so in the bottom drawer, I have all of my Essie nail polishes at the back. I've not been using those recently because I've been getting gels on my nails, but I think I'm going to need to give my nails a bit of a break from gels sometime soon. So when that happens, I'm definitely going back to these. Down the side here, I just have my makeup remover pads. And then I've got a couple of the lids from the Ferrero Rocher containers that I was showing you before. So I've got a slightly bigger one here and then a little one down the side here. So in the bigger one, firstly, I have my Topshop lipsticks. I have 6 of these. Again, I have a swatch video on those that I will leave linked down below if you're interested in which ones I have. I've got my Rimmel Kate Moss lipstick in the shade 107, which is another beautiful one coming up to Christmas. My NYX matte lipstick in the shade Sweet Pink. I haven't worn this in a really long time actually. Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade Bitch Perfect. I have 3 Chi Chi lipsticks left and you can see the colours of those at the bottom there. I used to have more but I decluttered the rest of them. I have this Maybelline lipstick. This is quite new actually. I've only worn it once I think. This is in the shade 820 Berry Bossy from the Bold or Audacious line. And then we have my other collection lipstick that I mentioned before. This is in the shade 10 Fig Delight. Another really nice colour. I have my 2 Flawless Finish sponges from XO Beauty. These are great. Actually, I haven't used this one. I've just been using this one so far. I have some backup skincare products in here. These are just ones that came in a gift set from Clinique. So this one is the liquid facial soap. I have used one of these before and it was quite nice, although not my favourite. And also the Clinique Pep Start Eye Cream. I have one of these on the go at the moment and I'm loving it. And then in the last little container, I've got my Juicy Shaker from Lancome in the shade Mangoes Wild. I have 2 lip pencils. This one from Colourpop is in the shade Heart On, and it goes with the Colourpop Lippy Stick in the same colour. And I also have a red lip liner from Natio in the shade Scarlet. My Clarins Instant Light Natural Lip Perfector. This one is so gorgeous. This is my one and only lip gloss, and I really like it. And lastly, I have my Australis All About That Base Lip Primer, which is not good. Don't buy this. And that is my makeup collection. Do you want to see what brushes I have? I'm not going to go through every single brush, but I'll mention basically the brands that I use. So I've got a lot of brushes from XO Beauty. These 2 are both from XO Beauty and they're great. XO Beauty brushes are amazing quality for the price. I have a couple of brushes from Artiste, these 2. Artiste is a little bit hit and miss. I've had a couple from them that I haven't liked at all, but these 2 have been really good. I have a few brushes from Natio that I got in a gift set as well, like this one. They have been pretty good for the most part. I have a lip brush from Shiseido, which is actually amazing. And then I have a few brushes from Chi Chi, which are okay, but not great. In here, these ones are all XO Beauty. That's how much I like XO Beauty. And then this one is from Chi Chi. This one's actually quite good. And then for my last container of brushes, again, these ones are all XO Beauty. This one is Real Techniques. And then these 2 are Natio. Oh, you know what? I've got one more lipstick in my bag. Just to complete the makeup collection, this is my last makeup product. This is the Bourjois Rouge Edition 12-Hour Lipstick in the shade Beige Shooting, which looks like this. It's a perfect pinky, everyday kind of colour. And I'm trying to use this one up this year. I'm not doing very well, but that is why it lives in my bag at the moment, because I just apply it like on my way to work or whatever. So that is the end of my makeup collection. That is all of the makeup that I currently own. You might think that it's either a really big collection or a really small collection. Depends on your perspective of makeup. Compared to a lot of other beauty YouTubers, I have a very tiny collection, but compared to what one person actually needs for their day-to-day life, I still have a lot of makeup. And if you've been watching my Pan That Palette series this year, you'll know that I've been trying to pan one palette for the entire year, and I hardly even hit pan on a lot of the shades. So I know that one eyeshadow palette lasts me a really long time, therefore there's no real reason for me to have 5 or 6. but I'm happy with the collection that I have at the moment. I may be doing a declutter video in the near future just because I like to go through my products every now and then just to check if there's anything that hasn't been working for me recently or that I'm not reaching for anymore. But on the whole, I'm pretty happy with the collection that I have at the moment. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!